Morning everybody, my name is Peter C. We're here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado, and today we're going to look at a 2026 Winnebago Revel 44E. So the 44E is basically the top of the line for the Revel lineup, and honestly, in my opinion, this is one of the most capable adventure vans on the market, especially for something on a 144-inch Sprinter wheelbase. So this is built on the Mercedes Sprinter 2500 chassis. It's all-wheel drive. Comes with these all-terrain BF Goodrich KO2 tires. So pretty capable for most kind of off-road situations that you'll find yourself in. This has a 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine. This is a diesel, so you will have to add DEF to it. It's 211 horsepower and 332 foot-pounds of torque. As far as the dimensions, this is 19 feet 6 inches long, 10 feet high, and 7 feet 6 inches wide, again with a 144-inch wheelbase. Now we'll head around the side and let Jody get a quick shot. There's not too much to go over on the exterior of this. You do have a light bar up at the top. So the Revel 44E comes with a 22,000 lumen light bar up there on the top. You also have these nice running boards. These are different running boards than you'll have on the Revel Sport. They kind of add these tubes to it so you can't have your feet slip through. It's also a much better grip. And Jody, if you get a close shot of this, it's kind of neat to see the little Revel styling that's cut into these running boards. Just one of the neat little details they do. Now, this will not have a traditional black tank. It's going to use one of these cassette toilets. So instead of having a black tank that you'll have to dump, you'll have this little removable kind of suitcase. This slides out and is on wheels, so you can wheel it around. Now, what's nice about this is, and unlike a traditional black tank that you're gonna have to go to a campground to dump, you can dump this anywhere there is a toilet. So any pit toilet, any national park, anywhere you know, that you would have a bathroom, you can dump this. All you have to do is turn this valve, unscrew this, and dump. It's cleaner than people think. You know, you don't have to touch a lot. This cap right here slides out automatically when you put it in there and slides back in. So you'll never really have to touch it. You just shove it in there and you're done. Now, this does have 30 amp shore power cord. And this is a updated shore power cord from the 2025. The 2025 had a screw-on one. It was a little bit cumbersome to use sometimes, so this is just the new design for that. A little bit easier. So we have our ladder to access the roof. This does have 210 watts of solar on the roof, so you have an easy access up there if you need to get up there and clean your solar panels for any reason. And same kind of Revel styling on your plate here. Nice spot if you want to secure like a gas tank or something like that, just to get yourself some additional fuel while you're on the road, you can do that. This does come with a tow hitch and a 7-way connection. You have a 5,000 pound towing capacity on this Revel. And then up above, we have our backup camera. This new Sprinter has one of the coolest cameras as far as backup cameras that you'll see, and we'll show you more of that when we get into the cab. But for starters, we'll kind of take a look at the garage. So first thing I like to point out on the Revels is the flooring in here. So this flooring is all this really durable rubber, very easy to clean. You don't have to worry about getting it wet or your dog scratching on it or anything. It's not going to get damaged easily. So very durable. Over here, we have kind of, you know, what would be your wet bay for something this size. You have a hot and cold water, a little quick connect hose right here if you want to put a hose in there. Your freshwater fill at the top and your water pump switch right there. Now, also throughout the garage floor, you have this L-track system. So you'll have these little clips that will hold into here. So if you want to put bikes back here or containers, whatever cargo you need to put in your garage, you have an easy way to secure it so it's not going to be sliding around back here. Now on the other side is going to be your battery system. So the standard 44E comes with 8.4 kilowatts or 8,400 watts of lithium battery. Now this one is really cool. We actually did the upgraded battery on this one, which means it comes with 16.8 kilowatts or 16,800 watts. So it is an extremely, robust electrical system. You will not have any propane on this coach. Everything is ran by those batteries. Now I'm gonna head inside and we'll drop down the bed and then we'll talk about some of the things above the bed. So So the bed is on a switch up here, which we'll show you more of when we get into the cab. But all you have to do is press this button and your entire bed will drop all the way down. And now we're in kind of our sleeping position. So you can see what we got going on up here. You got little bungee storage spots on either side. And on either side of those, you have USB-A and USB-C charging ports. So if you want to put a laptop or an iPad or a phone up here at night, you have an easy spot to charge it. You have these button lights back here, which are kind of your night lights. They're on a separate switch from everything else. Window back here, as are your little cassette shades. So we have a day shade and a night shade to completely black it out back here. And this is an opening window as well. You can adjust this to any depth you want, depending on how much airflow you want to get in here. And then the trim piece around this window, we'll show you some more of that in the cab, but this one was also optioned with the upgraded interior package, which gives you kind of this oak color cabinetry and these little oak accents around, which I think is just a really nice feature. It makes it look a lot nicer. In the back here, you have a 110 outlet and your 2 light switches. And then you can see the system for the bed right here is kind of these seat belts that will raise this whole thing back up. Now, up above, we have our AC unit. So this is a 13.5K BTU AC. The AC dump is right over the bed. So what's really nice about the way this is designed is we have a little insulated curtain right here that'll drop down and zip shut. So what that will allow you to do is keep all of your cold air with you in the bedroom. So the Revel is extremely well insulated to begin with, but if you're camping in any kind of extreme climates, you know, the more you can do to keep your air-conditioned air in one area, the better you're gonna do. So I'll have Jody come around the side now and we'll go over some of the cab features. So up above, you do have a Carefree awning. It's an automatic awning with an LED light strip right here. We're not gonna put it out today because it's a little bit windy here. Now, right in the doorway, you have your refrigerator. What I like about how they've placed this refrigerator is you can access this from outside the van without ever having to actually get inside the van. So if you're camping and your shoes are dirty or muddy and you don't want to get inside, you can get in your refrigerator without ever having to step foot inside the door. So to me, that's a nice little, afterthought. Down below, we have another 110 outlet here. So if you wanted to plug in your induction cooktop, which we'll show you in the kitchen, if you wanted to plug that in and use it outside, maybe set up a table, you could do so. You do have this little collapsible table right here. So it's a perfect spot if you want to be able to cook outdoors, just to set up your cooktop. This is on an adjustable strap, so you can adjust the height to compensate for if the van's kind of on a tilt. If you ever tried to make scrambled eggs in a pan, if the pan isn't exactly level, it's going to be pretty difficult. So it allows you to sort of level it the best you can. And this is just on a magnet, so there's no clipping it back into place. You just push it up and it's going to hold itself. All right, now heading into the living area, we'll go over the kitchen first. So right here is going to be your drawer with kind of an extendable countertop. If you keep this insert in here, if you want to take this out, this houses your induction burner. So again, there is no propane on this coach. You're not going to have a gas cooktop. You'll have this induction cooktop. Now, all of these latches are what's called compression latches. So you can see you turn them to the side and they will actually suck this drawer shut. Really helpful on the road just to prevent having too much road noise. Kind of just helps everything not rattle quite so much. Now, a little farther into the kitchen, again, you can see this upgraded interior package in here. We have this like wood grain cabinetry. It's a lot nicer than what you get standard. So we have a big storage bin up above. This is all carpeted with felt on the inside, so kind of helps with noise insulation and helps, keeping anything from scratching around in here. Now in our kitchen, you have a stainless steel sink right here. You have this on a sprayer wand. Little rack in the back for seasonings or dish soap, sponges, anything you need to keep next to your sink in the kitchen. You have a nice dedicated spot for that. And then all of our drawers down here for your storage. And then over here is sort of our pantry. Just one deep storage cubby right there for any, boxes of pasta or anything you have to bring with you on the road. Just a little spot for food. All right, now we'll head into the bathroom. So this will come with this little bamboo insert right here. You can set this at any height you want, and they give you these two little collapsible storage bins as well. So if you don't want to use the shower as a shower, this kind of doubles as additional storage space. Now, if you do want to use it as a shower, all you have to do is remove these and pick up this bamboo thing, put it back on your bed or wherever it can go, and then you can use this as a shower. Your toilet in here is on a swivel as well. So if you turn it to the side, you can keep yourself enclosed completely in there. But if you want a little bit more leg room, you just swivel your toilet out this way and you can open the doors, and it just allows you a little bit more room to be comfortable. In the back of your shower, there's a little dry storage bay in there. So it's a good spot to store your toiletries or your toilet paper or anything you don't want to get wet when you do shower. Now, one cool thing about this shower is there is this little vent fan up above, as well as your hanging storage in here. So if you're going surfing or hiking and you're coming back with really dirty clothes, or even skiing, you can get pretty wet clothes. You can hang it up in here, completely close this off, and then turn on this little vent fan, and that'll just dry everything out that you leave in here and prevent anything from getting moldy or any kind of smells. We'll go ahead and shut up the bathroom and then show you a little bit more living area. Jody, if you want to switch places with me. So the 44E has 2 seats instead of the bench seat like you get on some of the other Revels. And what I really like about these seats is that they can actually pull out, so you can pull this forward. They'll recline back, and they will also separate. So if you have 2 passengers here, this is a world more comfortable than you'll have with the bench seat in the Revel Sports. Just allows them to have a bit more shoulder room. And again, being able to recline is a really nice feature in these. So put that back, just push it back together. Now, up above, we have another storage bin here with all your felted carpet. And in the back of this, there is a 110 outlet and a USB-A and USB-C charging port as well. We have the same window you saw in the bedroom here. This window is completely open right now, but if we want to close it, we'll just bring it back in and lock it. And then day and night shades in here. And then your table. Now this is a Laguna table, so you can see it's on this post back here. This can be completely removed, and the table can be stowed behind the chairs if you don't want to have this table here. Now let's go over the controls real quick. So at the bottom is just going to be all your light switches. This is for your bed, so you have a key to make sure this can't be engaged if you don't want it to. Right now it's in the lock position, but if we want to raise it, we'll turn to the unlock position and just press the up button. You can see the bed's going to raise itself back up. Now up here is going to be the water pump, and as well as the tanks. So you can see right now our freshwater and gray water tank are empty, and water pump is currently off. Now this is your Timberline system. So the Timberline is a really cool system. It performs 2 functions for us. Number 1, it's going to be your coach heat, and number 2, it's going to be your continuous hot water. Now what's really cool about this Timberline system is you can select if you want the heater, which will be diesel fired, it'll pull off your diesel tank, or the element. So if you're plugged into your 30 amp shore power, you can select the element and it will actually perform the heating through the shore power instead of pulling off of your diesel tank. So it just offers you a little bit more flexibility. All the way up at the top, this is going to show our battery system. Now you can see we're at a 95% battery capacity right now. I love the way this displays. So your available time will show based on your current draw. So we have our exhaust fan on in here right now. We have all of our lights on in here. Based on that current draw, our battery will last for 45 days and 12 hours. So if we turn the AC on, obviously that's going to drop a bit, but this is really useful for if you're camping and you want to know, hey, how long am I going to be able to run my AC before I run out of battery power and I have to drive it again? this will tell you with a pretty good estimate how long you'll be able to run it. Now, up here is going to show our input. So we have 130 watts, and that would be from your solar. So this has 210 watts of rooftop solar, and down here is our output. So our AC and our DC are both turned on. AC is going to run your AC unit, DC will run all of your lighting. And then again, this will just display your battery percentage and your available time. All right, now we'll finish off up in the cab. So you do have 180-degree swivel seats up here. So our passenger seat's completely turned around. Helps add just a little bit more living space for you. You know, the more chairs you can have in here, the better. It makes the area feel just a little bit bigger. And we'll show you some of the camera systems on here, because again, this has one of the coolest backup cameras you'll see. And you can see we have the kind of wood grain styling up here in the Mercedes cab as well. That's part of the upgraded interior package. So first off, I'll show you a few of the cab features on here. So if we go to home and we select our settings on here, you can see some of the assistance settings we have. So downhill speed regulation, if you're, we're here in Colorado, if you're coming down the other side of Vail Pass, that's helpful to just kind of downshift for you. In collision avoidance, we have our active brake assist, our active lane keeping assist, and blind spot assistance. So brake assist, if somebody cuts you off, it's going to brake for you. Your lane keeping assist, if a semi blows by you or a strong gust of wind hits you, it's going to help you stay in your lane. And then your blind spot assistance will alert you if someone's in your blind spot. What I really like about the features in the Mercedes is all of this can just be toggled on and off really easily. So a lot of people find some of those features annoying at times, and if you're one of those people, you can just disable it really easily. Our other feature here is our traffic sign assist. So this will actually read the traffic signs as you're going through an area and display what the speed limit is on the dash. What's really cool about this is you can set it to where it's going to warn you you're speeding. So we can say over 5 miles an hour, it's going to warn you that you're speeding. It can do that visually, or it can do that visual and audibly. So it's going to tell you that you're speeding. And this can also actually read adjusted traffic signs. So if you're passing through a construction zone, you might not realize, you might not have seen the sign that says speed limits reduced. This will catch that and it will display the adjusted speed limit on the dash for you. Now this automatic gas station search. So if your fuel reserve gets to a certain level, I believe about 1/8 a tank, where you're going to run out of fuel, this can automatically search gas stations for you that have diesel fuel and route you there. So the final thing we'll show you is just the backup camera on this. So you can see the 360-degree camera system right there. This is our backup camera, and when we turn the wheel, it's actually going to show your angle, which direction we're going to head. So this thing is extremely easy to maneuver in tight quarters, even if you don't have a spotter, because this 360 camera system, it'll show you everything around you. It'll alert you if you're getting too close to something on a certain corner. So it makes it very maneuverable, especially in any kind of off-road situation. But all right, that's gonna wrap up our video for today. Again, my name is Peter C. This is all my information here. This is my cell phone number and email. If you have any more questions about the Revel, you want to come by the dealership and test drive one, you want something measured, anything at all, please feel free to reach out and I'll be happy to help you. Thanks for watching our video.